I've witnessed 5 drawdowns of 50% or more in crypto, and they all more or less look the same, right? You have some event. Usually, it's either an external event or a crypto event that creates a lot of fear in the industry, and the result of that usually is people selling their alts and running back either to Bitcoin or Ethereum, or exit. They think the party's over and they exit completely and take their fiat back to the TradFi world, right? So, and every time we've seen that, we've seen higher highs and higher lows. And so definitely there's an accumulation effect with people who basically don't leave the industry, and each time the wave is larger and more people are joining. So I don't think that this time is any different. And obviously we had the Luna event, which made it even worse because it was like a self-inflicted wound. But I think the future of finance is on the blockchain, and we just need to make sure that we can build in that new environment solutions and migrate. Basically, this is a fight for all the money in the world. So sooner or later, all these applications on all this financial services are going to find their way to this new infrastructure.
Okay, yeah, brilliant. So those 5 downturns that you've spoken of, historically so far, they've quite closely correlated with Bitcoin halving cycles. Do you think that's likely to continue, or are we going to see crypto move away from that sort of Bitcoin dominance?
So, I've seen hundreds of charts and they all match this or that cycle to this or that event. And historically you can always match something to look perfect, but it not necessarily works for the future. It's not necessarily a predicting model. So I'm a little more cautious than others in saying that it's correlated to NASDAQ or it's correlated to the halving cycle or to other things. I think in general, again, what matters here is adoption and killer apps, right? So the store of value for Bitcoin is a killer app, right? They're running DeFi, CeFi applications on Ethereum is a killer app, right? Yield is a killer app. So those are things that I don't think are going away. And then it's just a question of adoption. So we had very rapid adoption 2021. This year is a little slower. And again, companies were spending billions of dollars in getting the word out, getting the message out. So I'm not going to see that this year. I think people are much more conservative with how they're spending their money. So you're going to have slower adoption for this year and next year. So I think, again, it's all about, are we solving real problems? Are we creating real value? And those are the things that matter long term.
So you clearly believe that decentralized finance, cryptocurrency in general, is the way we're moving. Do you still think then that we're early on, that we're early adopters, as is so often repeated amongst these investors?
Yeah, so about 7.5 billion people on the planet, maybe 100 or 120 million of them are touching crypto in any way. And so it's definitely early days, right? Remember, there's several billion people on the planet that don't even have a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
And still many people who don't even have electricity, forget about internet, right? So I think all these adoption cycles start with early adopters, right? Then you have this what's called you need to cross the chasm from a technological standpoint to mass adoption, and we're just there right now. Every time we try to cross the chasm, we have either regulatory issues or technical issues or other issues, but we eventually going to cross. When we cross and we have a reliable, sustainable business models, that's when you're going to start seeing hundreds of millions of people show up.
So you're in that sort of decentralized finance space with Celcius. Would you mind giving us just a quick rundown on who Celcius are and what you do?
Sure, yeah. So Celcius was created in 2017. We invented yield on a blockchain, right? So we were kind of the first ones over a year ahead of DeFi, kind of created this ability to go stake your coins or do other functions and basically earn real yield on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and 60 other assets. You can also take a loan against your assets. So instead of selling your Bitcoin or Ethereum, you can borrow dollars or fiat, so you can pay bills or do other things without selling the coins. And we also provide the on-ramp, so you can connect your bank account, you can swap inside the app without any fees. And we have a credit card that's going live in July, where you can basically, anything you buy in the real world, you're gonna get up to just over 3% back in crypto, right? So it goes straight to your Celcius account, and you get the benefits of hodling and of basically compounding interest.
How do you see Celcius evolving into the future as crypto becomes more and more mainstream? Do you have any exciting products in the pipeline or anything like that?
Yeah, so our slogan is we're your home for crypto. And the idea is that, again, you should be able to unbank yourself or do all the services you need with the Celcius account, and including, again, a credit card that you can use in any store, any facility, a savings account, a loan, take a loan, earn yield, make payments, right? We have Cell-Pay where you can make payments to other people with no fees. So all of these things allow you to unbank yourself and stop. Banks have done a phenomenal job for their shareholders. They've just done a very bad job for their customers. So what Celcius does is really uses all this blockchain and crypto infrastructure to give you the same thing, but here the community, and this is about 2 million people all over the world, we're all huddling together. We're all get together to earn the yield, to take cheap loans. So we're not really reliant on the government or on traditional finance to perform these functions.